Welcome back to another video, guys. I know there's a lot of build series back to back going on, but again, we are coming up on the spring and I gotta get these things dialed in. So as you guys will know, on the 350Z, I mentioned that I did the bolt-on angle kit and it wasn't enough. I think I wanted more. So we had to pick up some extra parts. And here it is. We've got new GK Tech lower control arms and extended inner tie rods. So these are going to push the coilover more inboard on the car, so the banjo bolt on the caliper will stop hitting the coilover and limiting rack travel. So once these are on there, I should be able to get more angle. They say about 65 degrees. I opted not to go with the upper control arms, mainly just due to like budget stuff, and I don't know what these are going to do, so I wanted to kind of piece it together first before I go all in and get the uppers as well. So I'm gonna get these lowers thrown on today. I'm gonna see what kind of angle we get out of those and see if this thing actually starts to look like a drift car. For those of you that watched my previous episode on actually installing the angle kit here, you'll know that we did gain some angle, and right now obviously it's in the air, but this is how much angle we have. So I'm gonna again put a mark on the ground, put the lowers on, and then we're gonna see what kind of angle we can actually get on this thing. So again, this isn't bad, right? This is decent, I guess. It's probably like 10-15 degrees over stock, but again, the problem is every spin I had and that caused an accident last season was because I didn't have enough angle and I was getting rowdy and I want the big angle and I was driving like I had it, but I didn't. So we're gonna go ahead and see what we can actually do to get some angle on this thing. Just like that, the old lower control arms are out. Now the factory is a 2-piece design on each side. You do have to drop this subframe. It's not that bad. Everything came apart pretty easily. But these are the new Johnnies right here. So a lot of adjustment. As you can see, there's washers there that can be adjusted. There's a sleeve there that can be adjusted to adjust the length of the arm. And then some other goodies. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what that adjustment does, but you know, we're gonna read the instructions and figure it out. So, time to throw these suckers in. Man, a couple hours later, and I'm not gonna lie guys, I kinda got my butt kicked doing these lower control arms, but they're on, and now we get to compare the angle. I did gain some, so I do love that. So the blue line was parallel to the knuckle before the control arms, and now you can see we've gained probably another 10, maybe 15 degrees. I don't have a protractor, but as you can see, we are, you know, we have about that much more. You know, I'm no scientist, but that's got to be like 10 degrees or so. Now it finally looks like it steers like a drift car. The only problem that I'm having, I went through, I torqued everything. On the back side here, right here, this is a bump stop, and it's meant to lock out before the steering rack locks or hits full lock. But as you can see, there's still a gap there, so I don't really know what's up with that. So I will have to fix that because I don't want the rack to just bottom out every time it goes to lock. So I got to figure that out. I got to ask people why it's doing that, because it's still a good ways away. So they said stack washers, and I don't know if I just need to go buy like a good amount of washers to stick it out or what, but nonetheless, we got angle and I'm stoked because that's what I wanted. Today's just gonna be kind of a long day in the garage. I've already been out here for hours, but I'm gonna go ahead and try to swap the rear diff bushings. I bought the GK Tech. Nice. I bought the GK Tech remover tool, so that should make it easier, but I still have to disconnect the axles, the drive shaft, drop the diff down along with the sway bar and yada yada, just to pull these subframe bushings out. So I'm gonna try to tackle that and see if I hit any roadblocks, but I'm just gonna keep grinding to try to get this thing knocked out today. And it's on the ground. Man, sucker goes kind of hard. Now my alignment's not perfect now that it's on the ground, But you can see the camber that's added because the LCAs extend out much further than the factory ones. So you do have negative camber now, and the entire wheel is pushed out a little more. Looks pretty sick though, to be honest. I'm kind of stoked on that. Yes, sir. That fits nice on 9.5 plus 22s. And I don't know if I've shown you guys, so I have these RPF ones. These things are tired, they need to get refinished. But these Johns got some 57 DRs. These suckers are clean, and those are 9.5 plus 22. So they will fit perfectly up here. In the rear, these are 10.5 plus 22. So they're real wide. It's on 265. I don't want to drift on that. So I'm gonna get that swapped out on the 9.5s eventually and go that route. So angle kit is done for now, minus alignment and figuring out the steering stop. I'm gonna do a couple small things back here. I need to put in some new lift struts and things like that as well in the hatch, but we're gonna tackle this diff and the bushings. Man, I've been fighting this rear subframe bushing. This thing is no joke, guys. Even with the kit, the amount of like force it takes to get this bushing sleeve out of the subframe is nuts. I was doing it by hand for a while, but like I've got a chest pump right now as if I just did chest day at the gym. And I got sick of it. So I went to town with the impact. All right, so this is what I've been trying to get out the entire time. So this sits inside here, just like this. Obviously it's torn. So this part's easy because it just pushes out into this cup using the rods, pulls it through, yada yada, but it separates from here, so it's easy. But the really fucking hard part, dude, is getting this remainder out, because up there, you see that hole in the subframe right there? You have to force this sleeve through, and it is in there, bro. So I only have this one. Yes, I know you're not supposed to impact a chrome socket, but this pin right here that holds it together kept trying to fall out. So a little ingenuity, some electrical tape to hold it. This thing is still hot because of how long I had to sit there with this 1/2 inch and just go to town, but it held together. And thankfully the new one is not a metal sleeve. So in theory, it will go in a little bit easier, but I don't know, who's to say? But I might call it there for a day. I don't know, I'm pretty sore from grinding all day, but I also threw in some new struts right here to actually hold the hatch up, so that's sick. I like that a lot, but yeah. And just like that, I finally have the diff bushings out of the Z. Here are the old ones. Pretty shot. Obviously this one tore on its way out. Getting this out was a huge pain. These were a lot easier, just a little socket, smack them out. But I've got everything under the car dialed back in, so I'm gonna go ahead and drop that because we are done down here. Man, first step, I almost got hung out to dry. The hardware that holds in the factory airbag into the steering wheel is a Security Torx T27, which I don't have a Security Torx here. I have some at the shop, but shout out to my buddy Ed coming through, dropping off the hardware I need, so now I can actually start getting this taken apart. All right, we got the airbag out. Now, I'll tell you guys what, this is that Security Torx hardware that was holding the airbag in. These suckers are full of Loctite, and they were actually really hard to get out, and I thought I was gonna strip it, but I didn't, so that's a plus. Airbag is out. Now the steering wheel is off center because the alignment is shot, but because of the angle kit, the motion of the rack has changed, so this is actually center because I counted turns this way and turns this way, and this is actually where center is. So I don't know if the steering wheel was taken off and put back on crooked at one point and it didn't matter because there wasn't enough steering angle, but regardless, I'm gonna run it right here and it will probably have to change when I get in alignment anyways. So I'm gonna go ahead, try to get this nut off. I don't have my impact, so we're gonna put a breaker bar on it and see if we can't get the steering wheel installed. Oh hell, I'm gonna need an extension for sure. Yeah, no way. Hold please. Quick and easy break loose. Get this this thing off by hand. And there's another plug in here, probably for the horn right there. So I need to get that out as well. So there is that. Now I just need to wiggle the wheel to get it off, but I'm not sure what that plug's doing. So I'm gonna see if I can just get the wheel off. Boom, just like that, easy money. Okay, that plug for sure needs to come off, I think. Oh, yeah, 100%. Plug needs to come out. All right, pretty quick and easy. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and tighten this. Not 100% sure what torque spec is, if I'm being completely honest. Feels pretty good, nice and tight. Straightened the clock spring and the hub, so now it's right side up for the steering wheel being straight. And now I just need to take these and toss the quick release on there. Pretty easy. And just like that, we got the wheel on, boys and girls. Now this is a like a deep wheel, so there's concave, so it sticks further out. So it is closer to my hands than I'm used to, but from what I hear, a lot of people in motorsport like that feel. So I'm not gonna knock it quite yet. Now, the reason it sticks out more than usual is because it has the quick release on it. So if I can do it with one hand, oh, whoops, smacked the camera. But anyways, quick release hub, so it's going to be easier to get in and out, because this thing kind of sucks to get in because the window frames are so small and I got a huge head, so once I put a helmet on, it's kind of a pain. So just snaps on, pretty nice. I like it. I like the all black look. It does look a little bit bigger in diameter than the factory wheel. I'm not 100% sure on that, but nonetheless, that's one more thing off the list. I know it's been a little sporadic as far as these last couple episodes with the Z, kind of bouncing around, tackling projects as I can. Now, the interior is finally done. So you guys have seen the body, the angle kit, and now we have the interior. I didn't film a lot of the interior. You may have seen some bits of it through the previous episodes, but I just want to show you guys what we're working with on the interior, because our first drift event is actually in 6 days, actually 7 days. So next week is the first event. So I'm going to take this to get in alignment in a couple days, but for now the car is ready to go to the alignment, and then after that all I need is tires and it's ready for the event. So here is the interior. All right, so we have the NRG Prisma seat that I had in there, but I went ahead and I took it off the slider so it's fixed. I got the harnesses installed. I actually found a matching Prisma seat locally, so it matches. I love that. I got the harnesses installed over there, but the big thing here is the hydro. So I got this thing bled, operational, and I went and just tested around the neighborhood real quick. It does work. It is an inline setup, but it works well. I ran all the lines, so it looks pretty good. I kept the interior up front here, so I still have door panels, center console, everything works. I did strip the rear just because I was running brake lines and I don't really need anything back there. So we got the harness bar as well. We've got the harnesses themselves, the hydro, the steering wheel that you guys saw, and that buttons up the interior. Now, the entire reason I went with the matching passenger seat and harnesses is actually because I had to. The local track said any drift event that they're having, if there is a driver's seat with a bucket, well, first of all, they must have harnesses. Last season, I just ran the stock seat belt without harnesses, so I got those switched out. But again, the rules state that the passenger must have the same stuff that the driver has. So I went ahead, got everything set up, so now it's completely safe in there, which is gonna be really, really nice from a safety standpoint. So that's gonna do it for the interior and angle kit video, guys. I appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned, because I will be filming the first drift event where all of these changes I've been making on the Z, we get to put them to the test and see how it slides.